How many times have you lied that you were fine just to survive? I remember the very first time fine became a shield, not a truth. It was early, perhaps in childhood, when genuine pain met disapproval, a heavy sigh, a dismissive, "Don't be so dramatic." Emotional honesty was pruned. Emotional falsehood began to germinate. I quickly learned the only acceptable answer to, "How are you?" was always, "I'm fine," no matter the internal tremor, the unshed tear, the silent scream. My home, a supposed sanctuary, transformed into the stage where the family mask was born. Everyone performed, hiding cracks behind rehearsed smiles and empty phrases. The child I was, vibrant and chaotic, learned that to belong, I needed to fit the mold of perfection. Truth was a dangerous luxury. My voice, attempting to express discomfort, was stifled by pervasive feigned silence, a collective mantra. Everything is fine, no problems here. Reality was rewritten. I became the silent guardian of this new fabricated version. My true self retreated into shadows, a casualty of enforced harmony. The "I'm fine" is the epitaph of the truth that dies while still alive. Over time, this emotional falsehood morphed into an automatic reflex, a relentless addiction. When pain pulsed, anger simmered, or sadness squeezed, my system triggered the only acceptable response. "I'm fine." This created an invisible glass prison, where I'm visible to the world, yet unreachable in my truth. This is my dissociation, the chilling ability to float above my own emotional reality, observing it from a distance, like a silent film. The family mask isn't a prop. It fused with my skin. Removing it feels like tearing away flesh. The feigned silence became the air I breathe, a mantra keeping me safe, isolating me from the chaos of feeling too much. I became a master of inauthenticity, programmed to present a version of myself that doesn't threaten, doesn't bother, doesn't demand. The inner voice screaming, "This isn't right," is drowned by internal commands. Stay strong. Don't be a burden. Just smile. The mirror reflects a polished figure, with eyes carrying a weariness no sleep can cure, the invisible exhaustion of constant denial. My body is perpetually tense, shoulders burdened by unprocessed emotions, vital energy draining to sustain this unending performance. The inner child, that part that once dared to feel freely, is tragically imprisoned within this glass castle, silently witnessing its own annihilation. Always being fine is the illness of those who refuse to be real. Behind the facade of "I'm fine" lies an ocean of the unspoken, of emotions brutally pushed into the soul's depths, where they grew dense and heavy. My body, once an ally, became a silent traitor, relentlessly somatizing what my mouth refused to express. Chronic pains medicine can't explain. Insomnia stealing rest, a crushing chest tightness appearing without warning. This is the stark manifestation of emotional illness, the bitter harvest reaped from a life built on emotional falsehood. The family mask did not protect, it suffocated. It taught me to distrust my own feelings, to perceive truth as a threat to fragile harmony. Dissociation became my refuge, my method to float above pain, observing it from a sterile distance, like a detached spectator. But the crushing price is profound loss of genuine connection, the deep solitude of one living in a world of appearances, unable to be truly seen. As Carl Jung wisely warned, what you deny masters you, what you accept transforms you. I denied my pain, anger, sadness, surrendering to the tyranny of being fine. My muscles remained tense, ready for the next performance, the next lie for survival. The feigned silence became my armor, yet also my inescapable prison, isolating me from human warmth and my authentic self. The body screams what the mouth refused to say. Over time, this dissociation transforms into a deep, insidious addiction. I become a detached observer of my own life, perpetually floating above pain, chaos, raw truth. When reality becomes too heavy, my body disconnects, my mind drifts, finding refuge in an empty space where nothing can touch me. This is my strongest compulsion. Constant escape into not feeling, into not being. The emotional falsehood I meticulously built created a wall so high, I can no longer scale it to find my essential self. The family mask became profoundly internalized, the only face I recognize. The feigned silence is my primary language. The crippling inability to express authentically solidified into an insurmountable barrier. The invisible exhaustion is the crushing price of constant vigilance, the slow, draining depletion of a soul divided between performance and suppressed reality. There is silent grief for the lost part of me, the spontaneity brutally killed so being fine could rigidly survive. As Carl Jung eloquently reminded us, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. My profound darkness is precisely this terror of descending from my observation tower, of fully inhabiting my body and feeling the raw weight of my existence, with all its uncomfortable truths. To float on the surface of life is to drown in one's own absence. The harvest from this emotional falsehood is profoundly bitter, a dry taste that persists. No reward for flawless performance, only emptiness. My capacity for genuine feeling atrophied, empathy dwindling to a scarce trickle, a conscious, exhausting effort. The family mask, once protection, is now my skin. Removing it an unimaginable pain, a sacrifice the soul cannot bear. My body, once vibrant, is now a desolate map of diffuse pains, a silent chronicle of invisible exhaustion. Nights are restless. Sleep an elusive luxury my vigilant mind denies. I feel the crushing weight of dissociation in every joint, as if my soul detaches, hanging by thin threads. The feigned silence permeating my days is a deafening echo, the overwhelming noise of a life not lived in fullness. The mirror, merciless, confronts me. Behind the programmed smile, eyes carry ancestral melancholy, a sadness transcending my existence. The haunting figure traded spontaneity for acceptance, authenticity for perceived security. This is my raw reality, utterly exhausted, trapped in eternal performance where external applause never fills the internal void. The smile that hides the truth is the wound that never heals. The immense weight of this feigned silence is the heaviest burden. It's in my soul, pressing down on every breath. The price of a life lived under emotional falsehood, where authenticity was sacrificed for an external peace that never materialized. Dissociation became a protective cloak, hiding pain and fragile vulnerability behind the being fine facade. My life transformed into a grim theater of shadows, where I'm the sole actor, endlessly performing inauthenticity. This emotional illness is an insidious ongoing process, slow internal corrosion. It manifests in contracted muscles, obsessive thoughts. The family mask fused with my identity. The haunting memory of the undone self, the child who dared to feel, pursues me. It's an inheritance I feel, preventing me from living genuinely. My body became an archive of unresolved emotions, muffled screams, unspoken truths. The inner voice once whispering, "Be strong," is now a distant echo, lost in the hum of invisible exhaustion. I wonder if a place exists where truth can be felt without guilt or fear of collapse. But the addiction to being fine is powerful. The promise of never yielding is my cruelest prison. The mirror reflects an exhausted face marked by rigidity, a monument to forced conformity. The secret of the smile is the key to your own cell. I feel the muffled scream of my soul. Not a sound the world hears, but a profound internal reverberation, a silent earthquake threatening to crack my core. This is the ultimate manifestation of invisible exhaustion, where emotional survival blurs with self-annihilation. Emotional falsehood maintained for decades accumulated into unbearable pressure, seeking an outlet, even silent implosion. My body is a dangerous minefield of unfelt sensations, unexpressed protests. The image in the mirror shows eyes that lost their sparkle, a mouth that forgot how to open for truth. It's the bitter harvest of the family mask, the renunciation of authenticity for a deceptive peace that never truly arrives. The dark psychology of this addiction reveals a self held hostage by its unshakable reputation, trapped in endless performance. I see others cry, react to pain, and feel not envy, but grief for what I never allowed myself to be. Nowhere to run, no one to plead for help. The profound solitude of this burden is my sole companion. As Gabor Maté reminds us, trauma is not what happens to us, but what happens inside us in the absence of someone to share it with. Inability to share this truth transformed me into a vessel brimming with emptiness, corroding me. The bitter acceptance. This is my story, my destiny, my legacy of feigned silence. The exhausted soul does not ask for help. It merely folds in silence and accepts the void. I've reached the last frontier of enduring, where inauthenticity meets absolute exhaustion. Every fiber protests, but dissociation is an insurmountable barrier, a wall built from the fear of collapse. The addiction to being fine imprisons me in a golden cage, safety purchased with the very freedom to truly feel and be. No truce, no respite, just constant vigilance against truth emerging. My body, once my ally, is now a silent traitor, manifesting emotional illness and inexplicable pains, chronic fatigue. It's the price of betrayed freedom, crushed spontaneity, denied humanity. The family mask didn't protect, it blinded me to my reality. I'm the final link in a chain of conformity, a repository of appearances not truly mine. Invisible exhaustion is my daily landscape, the air I breathe, the bitter taste. Life became relentless missions devoid of lightness, unpretentious joy. My soul screams for a truce, a moment of surrender, but the wall of emotional falsehood is too heavy. The voice commanding me to endure is stronger. No salvation, only grim continuity. The betrayed freedom of feeling is the wound that bleeds in secret, while the world applauds your performance. And so my existence unfolds, a silent testament to the prison of being fine, the crushing burden of one who can never truly be authentic. This is my enduring legacy, the grim narrative of a life lived on the front lines of an internal war no one else sees. My frozen memories are fragments of fragility brutally pushed into the abyss of dissociation, sealed to maintain the facade. The dark psychology of this addiction reveals a self held hostage by its unshakable reputation, tragically imprisoned by the desperate need to be everyone's safe harbor. The invisible exhaustion is the relentless price of every year lived under this banner of perfection. A silent debt life collects in every cell, every dream slipping away. No escape, only somber, heavy acceptance. This is my condition, my destiny. The profound solitude of one appearing perpetually fine is an endless desert where the soul parches. The emotional falsehood I constructed is my constant companion, an inherent emptiness that, paradoxically, keeps me on my feet. I gaze at the ceiling. It mirrors a cloudless sky, vast and indifferent, reflecting my solitude, my tragic renunciation of peace. The end isn't victory, but chilling continuity, grim persistence of a heart refusing to yield. I seek no cure, only the raw, unvarnished truth of this apparent existence. I am my own glass prison and jailer, eternally connected to the feigned silence fiercely inhabiting me. If you also recognize the price of this performance, write in the comments, I break free from the prison of I'm fine, because true freedom lies in being real.